Rusty, a P1 who is he checks our facts. He's our fact checker, says, that opening segment reminds me of Spooktacular every year because it's ruined within the first 5 minutes. And you blame Biggie for doing it.
Well, now, to be fair,
that's right.
Rusty is correct. Spooktacular is generally ruined before it gets out of the starting blocks. But it's rarely Biggie's fault. It's usually a caller.
Yes, callers have shat upon Spooktacular.
It starts on the 30th.
For 25 years, they have crapped all over Spooktacular. It's like, and I think Halloween, what day of the week is it this year? It's a Monday this year.
Is it early this year?
It's God darn. Let me tell you this, Dave.
Easter is.
Let me tell you this. Easter is not early. It is not early. It is early April, and that is not early.
That's what I meant. It's early April.
Okay.
Actually, I heard that this weekend. And I was like, wow, Easter's real early this
No,
year.
it's not.
And I said, I think it's where it always is.
It's right in the middle of April.
Yeah.
It's like April 8th or 9th. That's not.
That's early.
Let me tell you what gets me. Two things. First of all, if you've missed it, last year, Dave and I go to a meeting every Tuesday. They call me the two-hup grump in there. All right.
And it's true.
Okay. I'm grouchy in that meeting. First of all, it's on Tuesday, my least favorite day of the week.
Right.
And I don't there's a lot of chit-chat and stuff that I don't have to wade through there, too.
Young people with fresh ideas.
Because you don't understand it.
And that's right. And last year, they said it was Thanksgiving's late this year, isn't it? Around the table, they were like, and they were like,
just small talk.
Just small talk. And they were like, or they were planning an event for Thanksgiving. They said, Thanksgiving's late this year. And I said, no, it's not.
You couldn't just bite your tongue.
I couldn't bite. I said, no, it's not. And they were like, yeah, it's extremely late this year. And I said, actually, it's November 24th. And Thanksgiving can fall between the 22nd and 28th. So it's really on the shade of early this year, if anything, isn't it?
Anybody else have anything other than the Farmer's Almanac?
Let me tell you what gets me now.
Yeah?
Now let me tell you what they're saying. They're saying it in the media. I've heard it on the news twice. They're talking about April Fool's Day. Well, it was Saturday this year. So they're all saying, and next year we'll miss it because it'll be on a Sunday. And I said, no, it won't. It's a leap year. It's a leap year, isn't it?
You ruin everything. You know that? Can't you
beat
touch
everything,
anything
don't you know that?
without pooping on it?
Tell you what it is. It's Monday next year. And every time they say it on the news and they say it in that meeting, they're like, yep, next year we can't do anything for April Fool's Day. It's on a Sunday. I say, no, it's not. You don't
You
know.
are going to be the person who calls the news station, leaves a voicemail when you're older.
Well,
Hello, yes, I want to let you know you were wrong this morning.
Leap year.
you said it was 64. My thermometer said it's 62.
It's leap year.
All right.
It's leap year next year, so April Fool's Day next year will be on a Monday, not a Sunday, as they keep reporting on the news.
Right.
They keep saying it, and they're wrong. Okay. And
Easter's always the first Sunday after the first full moon after the first day of spring.
Of course,
Which
we know
is this
that.
Sunday.
We know that, and that'll be Easter. Will be this Sunday.
That's right.
I don't know where it'll fall next year. I don't know meteorological charts and moon phases.
Well, it's astronomical, but okay.
All right, but I do know when April Fool's Day is next year, and I know Thanksgiving next year is on the early side. It's the 23rd. This
Thursday.
Okay. There are some April Fool's jokes. Tell me what you think. I think this one, if I'd seen it, I think I might have liked it, but I didn't really get it. I just heard the last 30 seconds of it. Did you see Saturday Night Live?
I think I saw the joke. I saw because Michael Che got Colin Jost. Actually, very funny.
Colin Jost is the Weekend Update anchor.
Well,
they're both anchors.
Yeah.
And everything that Colin Jost said, every joke he made, every fake story he told, the audience didn't laugh at all. And at the end, somebody hollered, "You stink." And it was because Michael Che, who is also the anchor, had told them ahead of time.
Yeah, because the beginning of the segment was like, the jokes just aren't landing.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even though they were somewhat funny, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're fine, right? And they had the laugh. I'm sure they had the sign saying laugh. But Che
But it was weird.
Had told the audience not to laugh. So this is the end of it here.
New York is finally cracking down on crime. Former President Donald Trump was indicted for his role in paying hush money to porn star Stormy Daniels. And the trial will be like a Stormy Daniels movie because I'm deeply ashamed at how excited I am to watch it.
That's the "you stink."
Told them not to laugh at your favorite food.
That's the meanest thing you've ever done. I'm covered in sweat.
That's really funny. I thought that was good, too. I mean, I wish I'd seen the whole thing. I haven't seen Saturday Night Live in 36 years.
Yeah.
But if I had, I would have
laughed.
I would have laughed at that one. I would have liked that one.
It comes on late.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's not early.
It's late this year, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
It's 11:30. It's 11:35 every single week. I'm not up to watch it, and I don't record. I just don't record Saturday.
Don't waste your tape.
Now, okay, I get he's winding me up. He thinks I still use a VCR. The other April Fool's joke that's getting some notoriety today. Usher did one. He was on stage in concert, and he said, "I got a surprise for you guys tonight."
I said I would have a special surprise for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You guys want to know what that surprise is? Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, put your hands together for the one, the only, Beyonce. April Fools.
Usher. You know, when he started that, I was like, he's going to say Beyonce's coming out here. That's the name, you know. You're going to say Beyonce, and the crowd lost their mind. You joking with them?
Sure.
You get away with it on a Saturday night on April Fool's Day. It's fine.
You're at the Usher show.
Yeah, you're having a good time.
He's slowing it down for the ladies.
He did.
Yeah, you forgive that one. That's good. In Australia, McDonald's teased that they were going to have a McFry, which was a quarter pounder with French fries stuffed inside of it. And that was a joke, and people were hugely disappointed to find out that that was not a thing. Because that's that Permani burgers. Permani,
Brothers,
there's a sandwich.
In Pittsburgh.
Have y'all had it?
I haven't.
No.
Mm-mm.
I hear it's fantastic.
I do too. I heard it's the place to go in Pittsburgh.
I've been in Pittsburgh since the 80s.
The
actual Permani brothers were working there.
Yeah.
It was a steel town then.
Yeah, the
It was.
Permani brothers were not. It might not have been a thing then. But they have that sandwich that is stuffed with French fries, which I hear is outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, it looks delicious whenever you see it.
If they had a McFry, that might be something. At least I would give it a shot, to see is that good.
You could certainly do it. You can certainly make your own.
Well, you're right. You just pour the fries right on top of the quarter pounder.
I don't know who was the first ever to do it, but like put potato chips on a sandwich, or put potato chips on a hot dog, or potato chips on a burger. I like it.
It's good. It's good. It makes a nice crunch and gives a little salt flavor.
Exactly.
To it. It really is. It's really good.
McDonald's got a big layoff going on today.
I heard about that.
Like thousands. In fact, they're doing so many layoffs that they're going to do it virtually.
Why?
The robots are taking the robots' jobs?
What's going on?
They're not showing profits.
Yeah,
supposedly.
there's lots of companies doing some big layoffs.
Burger King too.
Today?
Amazon.
Today, yeah, it's happening today.
Amazon
is going to lay off like 18,000. A lot of like virtual jobs. It seems a lot of stuff that seems to have been added during the pandemic and is getting booted now.
I don't understand.
What? I'm not sure you can wrap my mind around those types of jobs.
A lot of jobs that involve now McDonald's. Obviously, I don't know there, but I know. Like Amazon, I think is a good amount of like some customer service work at home type stuff. They're doing various layoffs. I saw a big list was coming out.
So if you're a customer service worker at Amazon and you work from home, what do you take calls? What do you do? That's it. Yeah. And so they're getting rid of that.
So that you used to be at a call center.
Yeah, but then I think when pandemic hit, it was easier to set people up at home.
Right.
And you can work from home. I mean, I knew lots of people that got work from home jobs.
But just because they work from home, why are their jobs going away? They don't need those people anymore?
I guess they're just not needing the people, and I think profits are coming down.
From Amazon. That's
from everywhere,
but the prices are still high.
Oh, yeah, everywhere.
I'll tell you that.
McDonald's is mostly management. I think it's a lot of their stuff in Chicago and their regional offices. It's not so much boots on the ground type.
They are restructuring their streamline. That's why I read there was corporate restructure.
That's what
they're getting rid of a bunch of people. I looked today. You know how worried I am about robots taking jobs.
Yeah.
I've talked about that for a long time. They talked to several experts about what the world would look like in 2050, and I'll just give you a few of these, and you tell me if you think that it could happen or not. And it says people are concerned, of course, about AI and robots taking jobs. They say if you're worried about your job loss, that's one thing. But they say that people who control AI will have 99% of the power in 2050. So if you are in charge of AI, if you've created it, then you will have all the power, and there'll be very few who have all the money and all the power. You think that could happen? That
I'm not sure I even understand.
I can't even wrap my mind around it.
It's so vague.
I know.
I mean, has it already been created, or are we still creating new types of AI?
I guess we will continue.
We've got to be, right?
I think we will.
It's created. It's just not perfected yet.
Well, like that, for instance, the people who created Chat GPT and its offspring will control so much. They'll have a ton of money and a ton of power if we continue to use that or start to use that more than we are right now. People could live on after death thanks to AI because you will have motion capture tools and recordings turning people into digital twins of themselves. So you could see them at any time and actually interact with them through AI.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
That's just wicked.
It's just strange, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, it really is.
Is it voodoo?
I don't think it's voodoo or hoodoo.
It's that voodoo that you do so well. I don't know. I think it is. I do think it's voodoo-ish.
It's just creepy.
It is.
Let people rest.
Imagine if your parents could just walk in, or you could dial them up on a phone or a television and talk to them.
Could they interact, or is it just going to be conversations that have already happened?
No, they say they can interact.
As long as they have, as long as your voice has been captured at some point, it can rearrange your voice patterns and words and
make it so intuitive.
But could it think and know that your kid, let's say Kelly, your daughter graduates high school, then graduates college.
Yeah.
The being would understand that.
I think so.
I think it would. I think that eventually.
It's like asking Alexa a question. And she answers it.
Yeah, and you can say.
Well, I mean, it may not be accurate.
Won't play this show.
Lots of things don't play this show.
Maybe 2050 will our Apple work.
Maybe. No, that's on the list. It says it still won't.
Oh, really?
It says 2 guys named Chris app will not work. That's right.
Even AI can't get that working.
One person predicted by 2050, you could say, I like a crime television show, and it will create a show just for you. You say, I like this actor, this actor, this actor, and it'll create a show and broadcast it to you and you only.
What would be even better is that you make Ocean's 11 with Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and you.
Yeah.
You're in the movie.
Yeah, I bet that
you're part of the heist. But now you have to wear the goggles, right? Yeah. Maybe the goggles will go away.
You would, maybe so. They'd figure out. They say that. Well, speaking of which, we'll all be wearing AI glasses. They look like normal prescription glasses or readers, but they'll be able to give you any answer to any question. Now, they tried that once. They
tried Google Glasses.
That'll really become a thing.
But I was going to say, I bet this is going to be so much better. I could see that.
Well, what is it? Was it 60 years ago today they made the first cell phone call?
Yes.
And now look at the phones in your pocket.
Look where we are, right?
It's a mini computer.
So this is about 27 years away. And we're moving faster than we ever have.
Real fast.
So the glasses could be a thing. Yeah, that could happen.
Maybe it was 50 years ago today. I can't remember.
I believe it was.
First cell, was it 73?
I think it was 50 years ago today. That's right. And then this one I think probably will happen, honestly. Large areas of Earth could be uninhabitable because of climate change. Persian Gulf, South Asia, Red Sea. By 2070, Brazil and parts of China will become so hot that you can't even live there. Now, that is a possibility, I would say.
It's probably more possible that there's no resources there to live there, like no water.
That, too. Yes, no resources to live there. Yeah, good point. Here's the other April Fool's joke. Now, this is not from this year, but it is one that captured so many people's imagination. It's kind of like the St. Patrick's Day when the leprechaun was up in the tree.
In Mobile.
We have a news report here, and this was from Biggie's birthplace of Kingsport, Tennessee. Was it Kingsport? You were?
Absolutely.
A woman wanted to play a prank on her friends and called, I think it was her sister. And this is the entire news report from 3 years ago.
I do April Fool's Day jokes all the time, okay?
This year would be the best yet, a prank for her sister.
I was doing an April Fool's joke. I said, Helen, I shot my husband. I'm cleaning up the mess. Let's go bury him in Blackwater.
Blackwater is nearby, and she has enlisted the help of her sister to come clean the body and bury it in Blackwater.
Now, so far, it's hilarious.
Yeah. This is Kingsport.
This is a joke. It's April Fool's Day. Well, the sister didn't know it was a joke, of course.
Yeah, you heard correctly. She told her sister she murdered her husband. Sister Helen called another family member. Somebody called 911.
And next thing I knew, there was law everywhere. The response was excellent.
Quite impressive, actually.
Yeah. Terrific response.
Good stuff.
Guns drawn, police on site, and she's got to come clean. Wait a minute. This whole thing's a joke. They talked with some of her neighbors.
Kingsport police staged outside of Hudson's pastel yellow house, guns drawn as they prepared themselves for a bloody murder scene.
And I thought it was some big man going to come out there. Here come the woman out and handcuffed her, put her in the car, and I thought, well, what in the world she done?
But inside, they only found Hudson, and she started to learn the joke might be on her.
An April Fool.
April Fool. The fool was her.
That's a fact. That's a neighbor who said, look at this fool over here.
Yeah.
Calling her sister, said, I've murdered my husband. Let's bury the body out in Blackwater. Some sage advice, though, from the woman who perpetrated the April Fool's Day joke toward the end here of the piece.
And she just might agree.
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes. All right. Thank you.
It's good. You got a match, Sonny?
Remember her words.
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes.
Smoker's laugh.
Oh, you can't fake that.
Where is her husband?
He was inside.
He was inside the whole time?
He was inside the whole time.
He never came out when she got arrested. He sat there in the recliner.
He's like, what's going on?
Watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I told Helen I killed you and we had to bury your body.
Not in Blackwater.
Well, I'm right.
Yeah, we're going to bury out.
Well, I'm right here.
It's an April Fool's Day. Does nobody have a sense of humor anymore?
No.
Remember her words.
Be careful on the April Fool's jokes.
Do you think she still celebrates April Fools?